Good morning and happy Friday to each and every single one of you. There's a little bit of wind blowing at the moment, so there's probably going to be a bit of wind noise. Anyway, I'm just towards the end of my morning run. With this wind noise, I'm not going to get stuck into too much as far as what the plans of attack are as far as today is concerned, but let me step into a cafe that's not that far away, order myself a cup of coffee, and then share with you what the tasks and the objectives are for this Friday, the 7th of July, and what we're going to be doing to be able to close out the week as strong as we possibly can. And I am hoping that each and every single one of you are closing out your week just as strongly as I'm endeavoring to do over here on my side. Lovely birds twittering in the background as well. Speak to you soon in the cafe once I've got my nice first cup of coffee right in front of me. See you then. Cheers. And a second good morning to you. It's a little bit noisy here in the cafe, but that's what cafes are like. And you can see that we've got some interesting artworks that have been created from puzzles and puzzle pieces in the background. I have my coffee waiting to go, and as far as today's objectives are concerned, I've got my checklist that I want to get through. There are a good few posts during the course of this week that I've gotten to about 90-95% done, so it's a case of nailing those down. Ideally, I want to have 4 posts wrapped up and published by the time we get to the end of today. This evening, I think it's at 9 o'clock. I just need to double check on the exact time. I've got another session with Project 24. It's more on the YouTubing side of things, about how to go about setting up and doing collaborations with other YouTubers. So it'll be a really interesting mastermind in Project 24 to be having a closer look at, especially considering that I'm all the way here in Spain, far and away from everybody else in the YouTube space that is an English speaker. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of ideas they come up with as far as my options for doing YouTube collaborations are concerned. So I'll be seeing what comes out of that one. But until I get to there, I've got at least 4 blog posts that I wanted to get done. Sorry about the background noise, they're busy delivering beer to the bar. So these things happen early on a Friday morning. So anyway, let me wrap up my coffee, get into office, and get stuck into the tasks that I've got ahead of me, and get those 4 blog posts done, and smash out the content, and you smash out your content too. Cheers. Greetings, I'm back in my office and I'm ready to go as far as productivity is concerned. Almost ready to go, should I say. I just need to pour myself a cup of coffee, because the coffee I make at home is naturally, from my perspective anyway, tasting way better than the torrefacto that they serve in the cafes around here. But torrefacto gets the job done, and it's within a slightly more social environment. One of the other things that relating to a little bit of story time, relating to the noise that was going on in the cafe this morning, was that all of these Spanish television channels are going full on as far as the up and coming Spanish election is concerned. The 23rd of July is Spanish National Election Day, and not that I'm going to jump into anything heavily political here, so don't worry about that. I'm just looking at it from a strategy point of view. So you can almost talk about it as a business strategy point of view, as far as why the Spanish election is going to be happening now on the 23rd of July. Spanish general elections historically have had a very low voter turnout, and the low voter turnout tends to favor the political party that's in control, that's got power, that's in government at the moment. Now, about a month and a half back, there was a Spanish regional election, municipal elections, and autonomous regions. Compared to the US, you could almost say a month and a half ago, the states all had their state elections. In other words, your House and senators, your Senate elections type of thing happened a month and a half ago, together with the town municipalities had their municipal elections as well. And the problem for the main government in power, as far as the national government is concerned, is that they did have control over the majority of the states, or the autonomous regions as we call them, and they did have control over the vast majority of the municipalities. In that election, they lost their majority in both of those two divisions of government. So now they put their heads together and they decided, how are we going to be able to maintain power from at the next national election if we've already lost so much power regionally? And so that was what the 23rd of July election date is all about. 23rd of July is in the middle of the Spanish summer vacations. And unlike the US, where you don't have paid vacation time, in Spain, all the employees have paid vacation time. I think it's upwards of about 3 or 4 weeks of paid vacation time, which they take from generally mid-July through to mid-August. So which puts the 23rd of July bang center of that vacation time. Guess what? You can only vote in the municipality where you are a registered voter. So just about everybody in Spain, the working class in Spain, are taking their annual vacations and normally down to the seaside somewhere, so which means that they won't be in their municipality where they're registered to vote. Therefore, they won't be able to vote in the national election, which will bring the voter percentages down even further, and the lower the percentages get, the more the balance will tend to swing towards the incumbent party, because there are not as many disenfranchised voters sitting at home ready to try and vote the incumbent government out. So that's just a strategy point of view. I'm not mentioning parties by name or anything like that, because it's not a political matter. It's just a strategy as far as why this date was specifically chosen. Anyway, let's get back to my task for today. I've got a checklist of 13 items on my to-do list, and at the moment I've just written out a new to-do list. These 13 items, nothing is crossed off yet. The time is now coming up for 11:15. Let's see let me do another check-in with you, say around about 12:30. Let's see how many of these I can have, how many of these 13 can be crossed off the list by the time we get to 12:30 today. See you then. And you, on your side, make sure that you are getting as much content done as you possibly can, and see if you can beat my 13 items for a single day. Hey there, just a super quick update for you as far as the progress is concerned. It's just gone 12:30, actually it's around about 12:40 at the moment. 1,840 something words of content produced. The first of those key blog posts are done and dusted and published, so which means that I've still got at least 3 that I'm wanting to nail down for the rest of the afternoon. Right now, I need to step out into the heat for just a little bit. There's 1 or 2 things that I'm needing to pick up as far as ingredients for lunchtime today. So picking those up, and then in between, then do another small block of content, probably say about a 1 hour block of content writing, and then get on to preparing my lunch for today. Now, as far as all of that's concerned, let's see, 20 to 1, and then it's going to be lunch and such like. Let's say we make it about, as I said, it's just gone 12:30, so let's make it 3 hours. So let's say 3:30 this afternoon, we make it a quick check-in to see how far I've got as far as total word count is concerned, and if I've got any of those last 3 blog posts for the day done and dusted and published, so that I can be on track for my targets. But are you on track for your targets? I sincerely hope so. And if you're slightly behind at the moment, put in a quick sprint and get yourself back on track. Let's finish this Friday off strong so that we can have a superb weekend. Hey there, it's just gone 4:20 in the afternoon, and this is just a quick catch up to let you know that content-wise, I'm on track. I was supposed to get about 2,200 words finished for the entire day today, and we're only on 20 past 4 at the moment, and the word count for the day for the day is already at 3,100 and I think 3,180 something, which is reasonable. The second of my 4 target blog posts of the day has been published, so I'm on track as far as that's concerned. Took a short time out as far as lunch, and now for the next probably the next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to be taking just a short break because in amongst everything else, today being the what's it stage 7 of the Tour de France happening, and they're coming up towards the last, I think, 45 kilometers or so. When they get to about 20 kilometers to go, I will definitely be watching, because they're going into Bordeaux today, and I'm wanting to see whether Mark Cavendish is going to be able to break Eddie Merckx's record for the most stage wins over the course of a career as a professional cyclist. So I'm definitely going to be giving that some of my time before plowing straight back into content creation, because, as I've said, I've got those 2 blog posts that I'm wanting to complete. Also, at the same time, over the course of lunch, I watched the brand new Income School related video that was put out on the Channel Makers channel about what to do when YouTubing becomes hard, and that gave me quite a bit of food for thought, and it's something that I'm wanting to possibly take up with Ricky during the Project 24 Mastermind later this evening, because it's something that has been bugging me about my own personal content creation, because it's what to do when not content creation as a whole becomes too difficult, or YouTubing as a whole becomes too difficult because of criticism and such like things, but it's hard to be able to cope when, if there's one specific aspect of your content creation process that is challenging you on an emotional, or for that matter, mental health front, and how to best cope with that specific aspect, which is something that I'm facing personally right at the moment. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to take that up with Ricky directly, one-on-one, in the mastermind session that's happening at 9 p.m. Spanish time. As one of the advantages of being within Project 24 is you get to have these group sessions with the guys from Project 24 and get your pertinent questions answered directly before you maybe go for a month or more down the wrong path, and then need to backtrack to get to where you were multiple months ago. So I'm hoping to get that sorted out, and if I get um, some insights there that will help me move forward with my content creation, I'll see if there's a way in which I can incorporate something like that into the video over the course of the weekend, to maybe help you move along on the right path based on what I'm able to implement in my own content creation process. But until we chat again just a little bit later, hopefully once I've got blog post number 3 out, stay awesome, stay pumping out the content, and I'll speak soon. Hey there, good evening. The time is now around about 7:30 in the evening, and I just want to give you a quick update. Remember, I mentioned that I was wanting to try and get through 4 blog posts for today. I've gotten through 3 of them so far by 7:30. I might get through the other one a bit later on. I'll see how the evening progresses. But word count wise, 4,635 words so far for a Friday, which I think is a brilliant round out to the week. As I mentioned, 9 o'clock this evening, I've got the Project 24 Mastermind with Ricky of Income School, and I've got some specific questions to ask him. The main topic of the mastermind is going to be about YouTube collaborations, but I've got a couple of other really specific questions that I want to address with him, and depending on the answers that I get to those questions, I may be able to share some of those with you over the course of the weekend. over and above that, what I'm going to be using the time between now and when that mastermind starts is try and get this video, this specific video that you're watching now, get that edited and uploaded, because once I'm in the mastermind, that takes up a fair amount of bandwidth, and sometimes my editing or uploading can't happen at the same time. So I'm going to try and get the edit and the upload finished before that mastermind starts, and that's what I'm going to be doing right now and through until for the next hour and a half, through until when the mastermind starts. If the YouTube video is maybe edited and not uploaded yet by the time the mastermind starts, then at about 10 p.m. when the mastermind's finished, I'll do the remainder of that and then hit the bed early tonight for a good night's sleep, because I think I've done a solid chunk of content creation so far, so that I can be up early, all bright-eyed, ready for a fairly strenuous bike ride that I've got with a couple of friends. And I'm going to be taking my GoPro along to shoot some point of view footage, heading down some of the technical, twisty mountain roads that we're going to be heading down, and I may be able to splice some of that into my video that I share with you tomorrow evening, just to give you an idea of what the roads are like around here. But that brings me to the end of this Friday's video. 4,635 words of content, 3 blog posts published, and we've closed out the week relatively strongly, although Saturday and Sunday are going to be still content creation days. See you tomorrow. Cheers.